Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to build a glue gun holder with a storage area. What we have here is a glue gun, a glue storage area, and a piece of tile. This is so when hot glue is dripping down, you can easily wipe it off the tiled area. First thing I'm going to do is take a 4-inch wide board and cut it to 13.5 inches. Now what we're going to do is take and put a mark at 2.5 inches and 6.5 inches. Between the two marks we just made, we want to make a couple of 1-inch marks from the edge to the middle, going all the way down between those two marks. Once you get that squared off, you just want to round off the edges where it's going to be cut on each side. Then you just want to do the same thing on the other side. Now what you want to do is make a dado cut, 3/4 inch. Here you have a good clean fit. Next you want to sand everything down and route the edges. If you're making multiple ones, now's the time to go ahead and trace this piece onto a new one. If you're not going to make multiple ones and just make one, eliminate this step altogether. Here I've got a piece of 1/2-inch birch plywood, and I'm going to cut it a 2.5-inch piece and a 4-inch piece. And here's my 2.5 and 4-inch piece. Okay, this part is really important to pay close attention to. You're going to take your 2.5-inch piece and make a mark at 5.5 inches and then at 4.5 inches. The next thing you want to do is take a pencil and draw a line from the 5.5 down to the 4.5 inch line. And what you want to do is line your miter saw to match the line. What I do is line the tooth of the miter saw up right on the outside of the line. And then I cut it out. Then what you want to do is take the piece you just cut out line it up with the same cut, and draw a line at the bottom. Next you want to take your miter saw turn it back to 0 degrees. Next you want to line your board up and make that 90-degree cut. Next you want to take the 4-inch board and measure it to 4.5 inches. For the front piece, you want a 3 3/4. For this cut, I'll just take this piece and line it up against my second piece and do both cuts at the same time. This is what it looks like so far. I've got it clamped together. Notice I've got it pushed a little bit back here. You may have to do a couple tweaks. I did. And now it's just time to glue it all together once you got it set in there correctly. Now before you glue anything on, you're going to route the edges. I made it to where the center piece of wood measures exactly 2 inches. And we already know the outside of the board is 4 inches. So now what I'm going to do is take another 4-inch board and measure an inch in from each side to make the middle 2 inches. Next I'm going to measure up 2 1/8. And I'm going to just square that up. After the first line is squared up, I'm going to make another line and square it up at 1 3/8. From that line, I'll make another line coming up at 1 7/8. From the third line, I'm just going to measure in 1 1/4 on both sides. You should have something that looks like this. Now I'm just going to sketch in some marks where I'm going to cut it out on the bandsaw at. Here you have your piece. Now you want to take your piece and glue it in. Now all you want to do is take a piece of tile. These will cost you about 33 cents. You just want to glue it down right there. And of course you're going to glue it down with hot glue. And there's your final product.